Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going, and welcome back to this week's vendor reset, the greatest on the interweb. It's September 3rd, 2024, and today's vendor video will cover my top picks, hot ticket, interesting items, and must-buy gear for the week. Remember to show your support if you enjoy or find this video helpful. A simple like is all that it takes, and if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe. Righto champions, with all that hoo-ha out of the way, let's get stuck into these vendors. Kicking things off this week, we're going to start at the countdown vendor where we've got the Profit pistol. This one's got perfect determined. I'm not a fan of it. Go with the D50 with regular determined. It's way better. We've got Contractors gloves with decent weapon damage and near max headshot damage. And we've got one of the most underrated pieces in the game. It's the Nightwatcher mask. This one's already got max armor on it and it comes with crit hit damage. This is perfect if you're looking for a pulse build. If you fancy picking up any of these items, they are at this vendor all week long, but they will cost you 75 countdown credits each. Over at the Haven, we're going to pop in and see Marco. He does have a Model 700 that's got Ranger on it. Just swap the swap speed to damage to targets out of cover. And honestly, quickly glancing at the other items here, nothing tickles my pickle. Moving on. Popping next door now to see our old mate Roy, and hopefully he's got something worth picking up. The Sokia chest piece that's already got focus on it, so if you are maybe looking at doing a rifle build with focus, this is actually a good option. But that's it, to the next vendor. At the White House vendor, we've got the Enus cookbook backpack. This one's all blue, it's health and hazard. Maybe you could tweak this to make a hazard protection version. Quickly checking out the other items here. I don't really think anything's worth picking up. Moving on. Inside at the clan vendor this week, our named item is the test subject. This one's pretty decent for your skill builds and hybrid builds. Pick it up if you need it. We've got a hardwired chest with skill tier skill damage, Eclipse chest with skill tier skill damage, and a future holster with skill tier and health. Quickly peeking the other items. The Yena holster here might be okay. It does have crit damage and decent armor, swap the health to crit hit chance, but honestly I think the Picaros is going to outperform this on 90% of your builds. Moving on. Over at the theater settlement, we've got Contractors gloves again. These have weapon damage and skill damage. These might be actually okay to pick up. There are certain skills in the game that damage to armor does impact, so rolling a skill tier onto this would actually be very helpful. We've got a 612 that's got decent rolls on it and flatline. Classic M1A that's already got damage to targets out of cover on it, so you can pick and choose your talent. And actually, maybe even these skill and E-pads. Solid armor, they've got crit hit damage and crit hit chance. At the castle settlement, we've got a punch drunk mask. It's got okay weapon damage, but it's got nearly max crit hit damage. M700 carbine that's already got damage to targets out of cover. And to be honest, that's probably about it. Moving on. Now we're at the campus and we have the Picaros holster. It's got average armor and explosive resistance, but this item's always going to have that 15% weapon damage. We also have a Providence mask that's got okay weapon damage, crit hit damage. You could roll on crit hit chance, but unfortunately that's it. Moving on. Now it's time for our Dark Zone Vendors champions, and we're going to start at DZ West where we've got the Baker's Dozen. Unfortunately the rolls on it are pretty average. I'm going to skip it. Quick glance at the other items. Honestly, nothing looks that amazing. I'm going to save my resources. Moving on down to DZ South, we have the gift backpack. Unfortunately champions, this is what's known as being rainbow rolled. It's got weapon damage, hazard protection, and skill damage. Honestly, I really can't see this being that usable. I'm going to skip it. Looking at the other items here, hopefully we get something, but unfortunately no. It's all pretty dog water. And for the last stop this week, we're going to be at DZ East, and we've got the Darkness. Unfortunately, this is a pretty trashy item. And honestly, browsing through the rest of it, it's all pretty trashy as well. It's not been a great week, but we did get those 2 lots of Contractors gloves. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's Vendor Reset champions. If you're interested in the daily targeted loot, it's on your screen now. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and make sure that you show your support by smashing the like button on this video, and if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe. Everyone's support is always greatly appreciated. Remember to stay frosty, keep looting, shooting, and giving them hell, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum, I'm out.